So, welcome to FridgeArt. I'm Andrea Radek.
And I'm Kristen Plesko.
So what do you want to look at today?
Boy. Do you have something for like a rainy day because it's rainy outside?
I have something with storms.
That'd be good.
Okay. I know exactly what I want to look at here. Do you have any witty anecdotes for us before we start?
Witty anecdotes. Don't let people borrow your things if you might be just don't.
It's not really witty.
Be selfish.
It's not really witty.
What is wit? What is a wit?
Funny.
A miserable pile of jokes.
Yeah.
Have at you.
Okay. Look away.
Okay.
Look farther away. There you go.
I have glasses on. I can't see.
I'll fuck it with you. Oh, where the fuck is that thing?
No, I had a fun time, and now I have basically, long story short, I have a security system now. So if all of y'all aspiring burglars want to get in my place, I'll fucking know about it.
Okay, look back.
Okay. Oh! What is that?
This
Oh my
is...
god, ew!
I would like to say this is a comical retelling of, there was a time that I drove away from a tornado. But it wasn't in this car.
Why is it so weird looking? It looks like an anime car with giant eyes.
It's supposed to be like fish-eyed, but I didn't commit to it. So like the car is sort of fish-eyed, but like the road is not, so it just looks... God, I haven't seen this in a while. It looks bad. It looks really bad. So in the actual... What had happened one time when my brother was driving... My brother and I were driving back from college, because he and I went to the same college for like a semester before I transferred to NIU, and then he graduated. So we both went to Western Illinois University. And it's a long drive from McCombs, like about 4.5 hours, I think. Maybe even longer than that. I think it's about 4.5 hours. It's all highway. It's boring as hell. But... So we came up to this, like, really terrible-looking storm line, and then everybody was pulled over on the side of the road because the tornado sirens were going off, and then my brother just went through it. And, we didn't actually hit any tornado. I think it was just, like, super windy, and I think there was, like, something spinning up in the clouds, but there was nothing, like, on the ground. But then they reported, like, later that there was a tornado that went through there, so... we went through, like, hail and rain, and it was... I remember my brother had the music, like, all the way the fuck up, and he's going at, like, 85 miles an hour, and you can't see. It was just, like, a torrential downpour of rain.
Why would you be going that fast in a downpour?
Because I can't explain my brother to people. He's an interesting individual.
Like, if you can see, you know...
He's reckless.
That is the definition of reckless driving, is I can't see anything, but I'm gonna just go
If there was
really
somebody
fast.
that was slowing down and they didn't have their lights on, we would have plowed right into him and probably died. Like, we were going way too goddamn fast. He's like,
at least the state is flat.
Some parts, it turns and everything. It's not just like...
Well, yeah, but you don't have to worry about, like, literally, like, careening off a cliff or something.
No, you don't have to worry about that.
It's not like Virginia, where if there's fog and you're on, like, a mountain road, you're like, oh...
Yeah, that's a different sort of worry, you know.
I'm not sure if my brakes will hold out.
Or if it gets sort of icy and you're like, I have to go down this 30-degree incline.
I've done that before, yeah. One time I was driving
your house is like that.
Yeah.
Some of the roads there.
So in Maryland, I remember I took a wrong turn. I was trying to get home from work a long time ago when I worked at Ella Bean, but I accidentally went towards Maryland instead of Virginia. And
as you are wont to do.
Yeah, so I literally drove for like an hour until I realized that I wasn't where I was supposed to be. And this was like, I had a Razor. I didn't have a GPS or anything. So I called my dad and I was crying like, Dad, I have no idea where I am. I'm literally somewhere else. And but I remember there was this lip on a hill. It was like about 5 feet, and the incline must have been like just dumb, like 15% incline or something, and you had to go up, and it was completely iced. Jesus. So I had to and there was a stop sign at the very top, so I just had to blow through that because there's no way to do it, you know. And I just remember I was like, you know, Dad had to coach. He's like, it's okay, police officer will understand. Just blow through it. Just make sure there's no one there. Blow through it.
We are right by work here in Roanoke. We are in mountains. We are in the Appalachian Mountains, and
nice mountains.
They're the nice mountains. Like,
it's not like West Virginia. It's like, you know.
I think West Virginia has... Well, they're much steeper in West Virginia. But, like, here we have our Purple Mountains Majesty, and they're pretty rad. Like, our mountains are pretty nice, but Roanoke is built into essentially like a basin between, what is it, the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Appalachian. Because the one that keeps us...
Aren't the Blue Ridge and the Appalachian the same?
They're part of the same mountain chain, but it's a different, like, it's that one side of Roanoke that makes it a bowl. Like, we are sort of sidled up right to the Appalachian Mountains.
In the geological terms, we're in the Blue Ridge zone, or whatever.
Yeah, we are technically in the Blue Ridge zone, but I'm just saying it's like, we're in between mountains, but we are in the mountains.
Because the Piedmont is the sandiness of the beach, and then there's some other ones in the middle. There's, then there's Blue Ridge, and then there's something else.
But, I mean... But we are in the mountains, and it gets, like, most of the time it doesn't get snowy here, but the last few years it's gotten extremely snowy. Like 17 inches of snow one time. We had 18 inches of snow last year / earlier this year. Also then another 11 inches of snow. Like, we had it's like Chicago weather here, which is frustrating. Trying to get away from Chicago and just driving to New Chicago, called Roanoke. But yeah, it gets really icy like this, here. But like the basin of the mountains is always humid, so we get a lot more ice, I would say. Oh, I forgot.
We get a lot of ice in DC too, and there's no mountains there. I mean, I don't know. I think Virginia is just very wet. It's a swamp.
Yeah, it is. I'm just saying, it's like you can get ice other places. I'm not saying there's not ice, but
no ice anywhere else.
Yeah, Kit Romney, you're very annoying. Again. Anyways, not gonna pay Kit Romney any attention. Fuck you, Kit Romney. So,
yeah, but that's a.
But yeah, so
it looks like you're holding up. You have a tiny car really close to your lens, and it's not like on the road, I guess, because it's fisheye. It's just like right up there.
Yeah, it's. I remember really liking this when I had finished it, and I liked it for a while afterwards because it was difficult to do. But yeah, like looking at it now, it is not fisheye. It is anything but fisheye.
I like the Cabbage Patch face on that cloud there.
Now, what do you think is the eye on this cloud?
Well, I see two of them. One is floating off to the left, and
this is the eye here. It's like a big shark face. It's like, like jagged teeth and stuff. So I'm like, I don't see the cabbage. Here's the mouth, all right? There's the tongue inside. There's the eye.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's not what I see at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Here,
Cabbage Patch.
This is Cabbage Patch to me. This is like the brow, the eye, the little pug nose, and then the smile.
What?
Now here, I could draw it, I guess, but basically like.
So this is an eye.
This is the nose.
That's the nose.
Yeah, and then
where's the eye?
Right there.
Is that two eyes here? Or is it just one eye?
I just thought there was one eye and this was just fucked up. That's what I see. I don't see a shark face at all.
I can't really see that.
I can't really see that. I only see dinosaurs.
Pretty much. I can see that as this being an eye and that being the mouth. Like a big frog face.
It just looks like an upturned nose like that. Like a fucking...
I can't see the eyes, though. Anyways, it's supposed to be like a shark face. It's not. Like, it's not a Cabbage Patch face.
Do you have a piece of paper that I can, like, just sketch that out on real quick? Because that, like, really looks like a Cabbage Patch face to me, and either I hunt...
on the back of a to-do list.
To do.
Cabbage Patch.
Like...
But this car is supposed to be representing, I had a 92 Celica, Toyota Celica, with the little flip-up lights and stuff that that was my main, really? That was my car for, my first actual real car. I had like a 93 Pontiac Grand Am SE, which is a four-door version of a V6 car that I used to race people on and win all the time. But that thing had like 180,000 miles and was falling apart at the seams. But this is the car I got after that, which was originally my grandmother's car. You're pissing me off. What are you doing? Come here.
Andrea's really into cars for some reason.
I didn't used to be, but then I had to buy a car and I had to research, and then I got into it. Come here. So cars were one of the first things that I learned to draw. You're very annoying. Can you sit down? Can you chill the hell out? Yeah. Please chill out. Lay down. You want this? Lay down. or just sit there and shut up. But
like, that's literally what it looks like to me. It's like a... Like, that's just the shadow of an eye, like Oogie Boogie or something.
Okay, I could see that as the shadow of an eye, but you still have to account for this over here.
No, I just thought it was fucked up. Like, it was, like, just forming into a face or something.
It is supposed to be, like, a sort of...
Like, I can see what you mean by the shark face, but there's way too much extra stuff for... Yeah. I guess the volume doesn't really scream shark face to me.
Ooh, no, it has, like, one, like I know, vortex hand.
Like, I know it's supposed to be, like, a shark face, like...
Come here.
Like this. I finally see it, but man, this fucking thing right here really fucked me up. Or is that the eye? I don't even fucking know. I thought, is this the eye?
Yeah.
Okay, so what the fuck is this thing? Like a little mole right there.
It's just a cloud protrusion. I don't know.
Oh. It's Oogie Boogie's nose right there. Cabbage Patch nose.
Yeah, no, that's essentially what I was going for. Was that.
Well, don't add a little Cabbage Patch nose to the nose, because I totally did not see that.
Have a Cabbage Patch nose.
Because there's no volume to the clouds. Like, it just looks like it could be like 2 feet tall, or it could be like 1,000 feet tall. I have no idea how big it is. Like, I mean, I know it's supposed to be like clouds, but I guess there's nothing really saying how big it is.
Sorry, I'm trying to lure my cat onto my lap so he shuts up. Come here. You're just gonna wag your tail around. Okay.
Also, it reminds me of the summon from Final Fantasy VIII, which was a giant vacuum cleaner. And it was one of the fucking worst things I've ever seen in my life. It was actually, I think, the summon... I can't remember what it's called, but if you look at Final Fantasy VIII summon, it's like an aqua, green, and blue creature. And it's like a man, but he just has, like, a fucking bag on his back. And he just sucks you up. It's like, what is this?
Is that like your icon?
No, that icon's actually funny. I have an icon right now of the magic vacuum from Castlevania. That's actually funny. Andrea. Bandria.
Hey. That's harsh and critical.
I think Final Fantasy VIII is a garbage game. I played it all, by the way. Don't think I didn't. I gave it a chance. And it was garbage.
Anyways, so, the clouds don't really have form. They just have, like, contrast to them, but they don't really have a shape. It's just a whole bunch of crazy shit happening at once.
Yeah, that's why I didn't see the shark face at first. Like, It's really a secondary thing. Let's really get in on, some of this detail, though. Oh, God. By the way, I like your lightning.
Yeah.
Also, you're not scientifically accurate. I guess remember that the lightning also comes from the ground.
It comes from the ground, can't you tell? When it connects together, you can't tell it came from the ground.
If you're watching it in slow motion.
You're not watching it in slow motion.
You don't know that? That car is going super fast.
Oh, God, this car is really bad looking.
Also, what the hell kind of void is it coming from?
Some sort of generic haze ground. I don't know.
Oh, Andrea, the fucking streaks and stuff on this is
this is incredibly digital looking. And this took me a really long time to do.
Oh, I know. And it's...
I would say this is maybe 2007, probably. Like, this was something I did as really ambitious, but it wasn't... It wasn't during... I don't think this was during the time when I was... No, it had to be.
Andrea,
I didn't do digital until
look at the back wheel. Look at the front wheel. It's literally like the car is launching towards us, and the ground, he's like on a runway, and it's really far below him, and he's just flying away like chitty chitty bang bang. He's just not.
It does look like it's just like lifting off because there's no shadow. There's not like a right amount of shadow underneath it.
What's the sign? Like chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang.
Hey ho, chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang. We love you.
I hate that.
Oh my, chitty chitty bang bang.
My uncle got me that once as like a VHS, and I think that was one of my least favorite movies, and that's including Pete's Dragon, which he also gave me.
I think I forgot to fill in this area here, because there's like a rough cut in this back wheel, and you can see like the vague outline of me cutting and moving this around. So,
Andrea,
forgot about that part.
Andrea, it's not even like... The paint is so matte and unpleasant. It's like not the like car paint should have that sparkle to it, and it just doesn't.
Yeah,
unless you have shitty car paint like a white.
No. It was definitely.
Was it a matte blue?
No, it was a normal looking car color. You drove in it one time. That's the one you almost crashed.
Someone pulled in front of me, And her car had rally steering,
this car is known for having rally steering.
Incredibly difficult to control because if you try to make...
What it is this car is routinely converted into a rally car, which has to drive off-road. So it's a racing car. It has incredibly tight steering on it.
Yeah.
And so Kristen jerked the wheel to the left, and we almost crashed into the guard railing. Across lanes. Because we were in the far right lane.
I did a good job controlling it.
Was so close.
Yeah, and I didn't. Your car just had steering I wasn't used to. And I wasn't anticipating some asshat trying to get into the lane when I was right there.
Well, he was coming down into there. Like, he had to get into the lane.
Yeah, but he just started pulling in without me seeing him. I couldn't see him. So, yeah, that's the reason I pulled away. It wasn't because I was just like, oh, yeah, fuck this guy.
He does have, like, a right of way coming in, though.
No, he doesn't. He has to yield to me. We were on the main road. So, he really had to, he either had to speed up or slow down to go, that... He could have easily sped up and I would have been able to see him and work around it, but literally he was just pulling right in. So, I don't know. But anyway, her car had really difficult steering. I have only had really, like, boat steer cars. So, I'm used to a car, like, when you go to steer it, you have to turn the wheel, like, halfway to the moon.
Well, I mean, we're also on a highway going a high speed. Like, even if you were in your car, doing that would have had similar results.
I actually blew out a tire in my Ford, and it was not that hard to steer. Literally.
Well, that Ford is different. That's
the car I drove,
fucking
though,
80s, like...
91.
91 Ford Aerostar.
Eddie Bauer edition.
I still have the bag. Car. Like, that definitely handles differently than any sort of sedan would have, though.
Yeah, but the tire blew out, and I was able to control it. Like, it didn't just... I had to turn really quick, but, it was normal to me. Like, it didn't just, like, it didn't overreact. It did everything that it should have.
No, I mean, the car definitely had rally steering. It's very tight steering.
Yeah. If you're not anticipating it, you're going to have a bad time. So, always check the steering wheel of your car before you. And don't get into rally cars if you drive boat cars. So.
Anyway, this was...
Now I get to not
drive.
This
was my baby.
Whenever Andrea and I go to conventions, I get to lay back and not drive. All a part of my plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your new car is fine. It has normal steering.
It does.
It actually is really nice. Like, it's a car for humans. Human steering and human
I really like
reactions.
This car, though. Like, I understand
really?
It had... Yeah, of course I did. I had it for, like, 9 years.
Oh.
If I didn't like it, I would have dropped that thing like a bad habit. It got great gas mileage, and it was a little sluggish, but it was like driving a little go-kart. It was fun.
I guess
the more I look at this, it doesn't look anything like my car, really. It didn't even... I don't even think my car did have a spoiler.
Wasn't it, like, lighter colored than this?
No, it was midnight blue. It was like a navy like this. It was very close to this.
because you got the other car soon after that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, after we did our road trip down there, it sort of started crapping out.
Yeah.
Like, when we got back. And, it was after we had driven down to Atlanta and came back. It was, like, after maybe a month it died. It fucking fell apart. Yeah. And,
steering was very responsive, though. I mean, if you need to go and turn really fast,
it wasn't the steering that killed it. It was the head gasket. It developed a serious oil leak. Oh. And I had to put in, like, a quart of oil every single time I drove around. It was bad. It was really bad. It looked... And it didn't have air conditioning, I think, ever, when I had it. Yeah, and I never had air conditioning. It was... I'd gotten it super cheap from my grandmother, who had passed away in January. And she was like, I can't believe it's lasting you for so long. Because she babied the shit out of this. So when I got it, it had, like, 68,000 miles for it being, like, 15 years old. Yeah.
It was a really old car then, jeez.
Oh yeah, no, when I was 92. So I was driving it 2005 to 2000... Oh no, it was earlier than that.
Yeah, because we always seem to drive cars that are the same age, except not anymore because now you have a new car.
That's right.
Yeah, because she literally, I guess your car was 92, mine was 91, then we both had a 2006.
Yeah.
But now you have a 2014.
I do.
And I still have a 2006 because Toyota.
Well, I was also not planning on getting rid of my 2006.
Well, yeah.
Until the fucking bottom rusted through and it became a goddamn death trap to drive.
She had the misfortune of driving it in places that get a lot of ice and snow.
No. What it was, I had a 2006 Nissan Altima that is well known for having... is their drip pans. Their floor pans, their drip pans. I think it's just the floor pans. Normally, it has like a circle in there that has a plug in it. And that's only if you have flooding stuff, you can pull out that plug and let it drain easier. But, I mean, for the most part, what they did is they, instead of making it out of one solid sheet, they made it out of 2 thin sheets, and they never put that plug in there. And so what happens is, like, salty water would get in there and fucking rust it. And there was no way to fix it.
So it was just shitty design.
It was shitty design that Nissan, they refused to acknowledge it. And I had to go on car forums and stuff, and I got to see huge numbers of postings about this happening. It happened to, I think, from anywhere from, like, 2004 until up to, like, 2012. It happened. So I couldn't go before 2012, or I'd have the same fucking thing with the floor pans. And...
Yeah. Well, your new car is very nice, though.
Yeah,
honestly, I think you got a very good deal and a very good car, so...
yeah.
Worst case, it's good.
Yeah, and my parents were like, you should probably just fix it. I'm like, they're telling me it's going to be $3,000 to fix this.
Way.
And I'm like, I think I might want to take my... I also had an 18.9% interest on it, and it took me forever to pay anything. And did I tell you when I finally... Well, I paid off my car with my car.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, didn't they... They gave you a lot of trouble because they kept taking money and then giving it back to you?
What it was is that my online banking had an automatic payment thing set up to them. That it was actually my fault.
Oh.
But then
asshole.
I know. Then after I fixed it, I started getting serious calls from their financial people. And I had like 2 fucking calls. And one of them was like, oh, Andrea, you haven't been paying your bills recently. Give me a call back. And then, like, I never heard back again.
You should have called them like, oh, I don't know what happened. I just paid off my fucking car.
You mean that fucking car I paid off? Because that was like fucking September of this year. Because I bought my new car, or my current car, in February. So it was like the entire fucking year. They were just like, they just kept sending me checks for, like, because I would pay to them, and then they would reimburse me because it was paid off. Because I didn't realize it had the... it got so bad, I went to the bank to close my account and start a new one. I was so fed up with it. They're like, actually, it looks like you have automatic banking. Just send it to there. It's not going to cost you anything.
It should stop, though. Every time I've ever done automatic payments, like, it stopped. Like, when I paid off credit cards... No, it was through my bank that was telling... It was automatically sending them money. It's not automatically withdrawing. It was automatically sending.
Yeah. Well, it was withdrawing, but it just...
Well, I mean, like, you know, like, you're, like, the people weren't
there was no pull
saying,
from them.
Give me.
I was just shoving money at them. Yes. Yeah.
You were just giving.
Yes.
Okay.
Over and over and over. 186.05 every fucking month. Ugh.
Cars are fun.
Cars are fun, and don't let... always do your research. Kristen doesn't like them.
I'm a sourpuss about cars.
I still like them. If you ever want a car that has tight, responsive handling... Without it being a rally car, my current car. It doesn't drive like a boat.
It's more normal.
Well,
it's just a normal car.
It technically, it does have tight steering on it. It's just...
It's not, like, extreme, though. Like, that was an extreme example of tight steering, though. That
rally. It's a different type of steering.
Yeah. But you can't blame someone who never...
What it does is most cars will compensate. If you're going high, you do that, it's not going to turn it as much. That car did not.
Yeah.
That's why when you turn it and you're going 80, it turns the wheels and you slam towards the left.
But if you expect it to react a certain way and it doesn't...
I understand.
That's just a thing that happens.
I did tell you when we started driving that it was rally steering and incredibly tight.
You're reacting. You're not, you know... I don't think like, oh boy, this is gonna happen. Wait, you know.
I understand. I'm just saying, like, that's what rally is that it doesn't... It's not doing a powertrain, it's not doing like a delayed type of thing where it's only going so much if you're going super fast. It responded the same way as if you were standing still and turned the wheel.
Yeah, and the only other cars I've ever driven have, like, Prius also has boat steering. Like
I hate boat steering.
I love the Prius's steering. It is the most pleasant car I've ever driven. Like, driving down a hill is probably the best thing I've ever felt in a car in my life. So, and then... My dad didn't want to sell it, so I had to buy his other car. It doesn't go down the hill the same way.
There are plenty of cars that
it doesn't have a brake. It doesn't have a foot brake. I like that. I like foot brakes.
How does it not have a foot brake?
Mine has the handle that you have to like wham.
That's an emergency brake.
Yeah, but I always use it. I like the foot brake because when I park, I do the thing.
Okay, foot brake is the one at your feet when you use to stop your car.
Not a brake. I mean like the emergency brake,
yes.
But it's a foot emergency brake. I like that. I love it. I want to marry that foot brake. That is so amazing.
I find it frustrating because I scrape my leg on it occasionally.
You have long legs. I have short, stumpy things that...
I understand.
So I get a lot of power behind my...
Anyway, so let's talk about this. So the inside of this light here has squiggles in a circle. I see the
Water Nation in there. That's like a
Water Nation?
It's just like a little... I don't know what I was saying. Just go on. Just go on. I think I'm high. Just go on.
Okay. These lights are not what these look like. The lights I had on mine were bug-like, like this. They popped up and went down, but they were more like shitty. Rectangular, so it should have...
Is that a feature? Is that a feature people like in cars? Like when they have that?
Yeah. I mean, they did that with the Ford Probe, which was the same chassis and the same...
Ford Probe?
Same frame. Yeah, it was a car that looked pretty much like my car. It was the American version of the Celica.
Did aliens drive it?
Go look at the Probe. It's a very normal-looking car.
Okay, I always thought they kind of looked like DeLoreans whenever they have the little pop-up lights. I don't think DeLoreans had pop-up lights, but they have pop-up doors. Oh!
Yeah, that's a Ford Probe.
To me, it always looks like they have a funny little mustache. Like, I don't know.
There's a blue one that looked exactly, it was a feature of some 90s cars.
I remember, like, you didn't have 4 doors, it was like a 2-door.
It's a coupe. It's a Celica coupe.
I found out what that word was, and then I realized I don't like coupes.
I honestly, I would probably be fine owning another coupe. Like,
it's too hard to get into the back seat.
You don't tend to have people in the back seat. Like,
I want friends. 4 seats.
Well, that's why I bought my car that has 4 seats. Look, I bought that car when it has 4 seats so that me and my friends in Cleveland could go to conventions all the time, and then that shit changed. And then I just had a fucking boat of a car for no reason. And I still, honestly, compared to what I have, I still would have rather gone with a coupe. I think Nissan Altima coupes are really cool looking. They don't make hatchbacks.
Oh.
In that type.
Mine's a hatchback, so if I don't have any friends, I can just
I think
put a lot
that's
of
literally
stuff.
just called like the Nissan Versa might be the...
I could actually live in my car, and it would be beautiful. Oh man, I really like that blue.
Yeah, see,
that's
they
really
do
attractive.
The hatchback version.
See, I like that. That's cute. Yeah. I'm also really fucking stupid. Apparently, the things I like aren't... See, it's a shoe car. It is literally a Prius and a Matrix and everything. That is my jam.
I know, because it's built on the same frame. Of course it looks like that. They're pretty much the same cars. They're small, interchanged parts, and it has a different brand on the front.
Love it.
That's what having like the same chassis. I
think they're cute. They're like a little they remind me of like a little beetle.
They look like the Pontiac,
beetle,
the Pontiac Vibe. They look like the Nissan Versa hatchback. They look like the Ford Focus hatchbacks. The Ford Focus hatchbacks look like that.
I hate the Focus. My sister has a Focus.
They don't make them anymore. I think it's the Fusion now.
It's kind of shit. Like basically when you drive it, the transmission blah blah blah.
That's
it's
what I learned
weird.
to drive on. Is our school always bought Ford Focuses.
I think it's a Focus. Either that or she has a Fusion. I'm not really sure. All I know is that I don't like it. It is the hardest thing to see out of, but it's not like good like a Prius. So you can't see, and it's miserable to drive. And it also it's not smooth on the uptake. Like it will actually jitter and shudder.
Oh, I know. Well, they used to call them 5-year cars. They're not built to be dependable. They're just built to
I don't understand.
Essentially fill a niche for when you're in college, and then they assume you're going to get a job out of college, and you don't need the car anymore. They're 5-year cars.
But why not buy a better car?
Because they were super cheap.
Yeah, but you can buy a good cheap car.
Not always.
Well,
not in a shitty era like 2008 where most cars were dog
My sister
shit.
has like a 2014 or 2013 one. I just think it's...
The Fusion?
Maybe it is a Fusion, but it shudders.
They stopped doing the Focus.
Yeah, I can't explain it. It's like when you go like between stopped and slow, like it will shudder on the on the uptake. I'm not really a car person. All I know is it's unpleasant. It's not smooth and buttery like a Prius.
2011 is when they stopped.
Maybe she does have a Focus. Maybe it's a Fusion though. I honestly can't tell. They're all kind of shit. I'm very biased against Fords because I drove.
Oh, never mind. They do still make them.
Oh, then it's probably a Ford Focus.
It might.
I mean, it smells nice.
They've changed quite a bit.
You know,
like from when it was like 2006 to 2010 is mostly just dog shit years,
yeah.
and that even a little bit earlier than that, maybe 2004 to 2010 or 2008, and that's when everything was getting. It needed to be bailed out because the companies weren't doing well because they were using shitty parts, making shitty cars,
not making them in America.
No, I mean, most American cars are not made. They're mostly made in Canada and Mexico.
Yeah. And then Japanese cars are made in America. So if you want to
support
America...
My car was made in Tennessee. So
yeah, mine was actually made in Canada. So if you want to support North America, I guess figure out which car you want. Buy any car,
because it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's get to meat and potatoes, because if you're low on time, we still need to record another stuff.
We sure do.
So this this grass is really terrible. I like how the texture on the grass is pretty much the same as the rain, which was just a really shitty overlay off of everything.
Andrea.
But then I didn't put that overlay over, like, up here or anything.
Where the rain actually would be. Yeah. Also, you probably should have added more haze to, like, the face thing and stuff, like, you know, in terms of distance, because it looks like they're in space, like there's no atmosphere. Like, it could be literally 1,000,000 miles tall or 10 feet tall. I can't tell. It
really does look like it's like right there. I really like how there's like no shadow underneath it. I never really saw that.
It literally looks like it's just like, you know, chitty chitty bang bang going away.
I remember I went out and I took pictures of my car for this.
Oh God, Andrea.
And obviously I didn't fucking use them because it doesn't look anything like a 92 Toyota.
Yeah, because I mean, if the headlights were like that, it literally would be like 2 feet tall. Like, they had bunny ears in it. That looks nothing like that. That's amazing, actually.
That's my car.
Well, I mean, like I would never have been able to identify that as your car.
Yeah, I know. It's a very generic version of my car.
No, like when I look at that, I'm like, oh, it's your old car.
Yeah.
Is that the blue you had?
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's a lot nicer of a blue than that one.
Yeah, it's not as reflective that I did in there.
Yeah, but... that's like more like the blue that's shown in those is a little bit more of like a. Like a minty blue, it's like a little bit richer, like you know, when you first take a sip of water.
This person puts spinners on theirs.
Oh, that's ghetto as hell. But
it is.
But basically, you painted it in a way that doesn't look like your car. Like it's too dark. It's too dark and dull.
Honestly, it looks like a Porsche 911. It has essentially the body of a Porsche 911. Let me bring up a Porsche 911.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I think Is it Porsche?
It's Porsche.
Because I've heard it's Porsche or Porsche, depending on how German you are.
That's essentially what the back part of it is.
You know what it looks like? It looks like literally a Volkswagen Beetle has been smashed in the front, like, you know, by, like, someone pushed down on it a little bit, and then it just kind of flattened its nose. That's what it looks like to me. I'm not very good at telling what cars are.
Porsche 911s are incredibly expensive.
Oh, I'm sure they are. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a bug that got,
I understand.
Squished a little in the front, but I wouldn't buy it.
Oh, did I save that?
I'd buy a friend and put them in my Matrix.
Buy a friend. So the back part of the car looks like this, pretty much. Like, it has the same sort of slope. So that's not what my Celica looked like. It's, you know,
it has like a little like
it has a
wing
slope,
to it,
but it has
like a sedan body. It's not. It's like a very 90s body, but a very modern like top part. So it's like it's really weird.
I like I said, I really like this car.
I really like this car, Kristen. I would have married it. It was my first love.
I had it for the longest time, and yeah, me and this car jumped over a hurdle one time on accident. Okay, so I was leaving my boyfriend's house at the time, and it was super late at night, and I was driving in a construction area that I think I'd sort of wandered into on accident. I was on the road, but it was like
accident.
They put up a sign that says go 25 miles an hour right before this part where you would like sort of go up on the ramp of the toll booth and then sort of go back down. And I hit that going 85 miles an hour. And like
Also, Andrea's a little bit of a badass, so she likes cars that do fast things. And
this car had a 1.2 liter, or possibly a 1.4.
I don't know what that means. Is that good?
I think it's like that's the combined effort of like two mopeds put together and a tiny engine.
Yeah, but you're going fast.
Yeah, you can go fast down a wagon on a hill. Doesn't fucking matter. Like, that was just an accident. That was not... Yeah. That person's car is in a lot better condition than mine was.
Yeah, that actually looks really nice.
Mine
they really like their 1990 Celica.
Well, that's the thing, is they're dependable. And... What the fuck?
Oh,
and given if...
They're Toyota.
Yeah, this was an era of Toyota that was super, super good, so...
New ones are fine, too.
They're not as good, but they're not bad. It's more like everybody else moved up their quality.
Yeah.
And Toyota sort of stayed the same.
That's fine. Yeah. Good before, good now. Honda's good.
Keep moving forward.
You know?
Says the brake pedal.
Oh, yeah, actually, I had a disaster with the Prius, so... You know,
Kristen had that whole floor mat thing happen with you.
We had 2 recalls, and I experienced one of the recall problems. The floor mat would get stuck on the accelerator in a certain way that made it go uncontrollably fast, and nothing would stop it except putting the accelerator down all the way. So, Mom thought I was fucking with her. She was in the car with me, and she's like, "Kristen, why are you going so fast? What are you doing?" And it's like, I know how to drive. I've been driving for 3 years.
I'm gonna put this
Nissan recalls.
Yeah, that was.
Also, I'm riding in a death trap right now because Toyota basically said they need to. The airbag has been recalled, but they're like, we'll let you know later when we actually have the parts you need. It's like shrapnel has been known to kill people in those cars, and it's like, oh, good.
This is the car I have now.
It's handsome.
It is very handsome, and I like
a nice
it very
red.
much.
You could have gotten a brown, though. I mean, why wouldn't you have gotten that chocolate?
The brown wasn't too bad.
Actually, it was fine.
I
think the seat was uglier, though. Also, you like the color red.
Well, I think what it was with the brown one, it had leather on the inside.
Yeah.
And I really hate leather seats because my ass sticks to them, and they're incredibly hot.
Leather.
Who the fuck cares? I'd rather something I can clean instead of something that's going to get warped and shit looking and crack later.
No, I must have a dead cow. I also have cloth in my car. It's fine.
Yeah, well, cloth is quite good, you know? But this one had, like, a black interior, and I think the brown one had, like a light beige interior on the inside.
It was ugly.
Yeah.
The interior was I think it was just the wrong color. If it was, like, black leather, it probably would have been fine.
Probably, but...
You know.
Yeah, so...
I don't think it also had a difference in price.
I
don't know.
And that's been Andrea's history with cars.
Yeah, I don't know.
I put a picture in my 93 Grand Am. That thing was fucking, 93.
If you guys ever have car questions, never ask me anything. Always ask
You can
Andrea.
ask me if you have car questions. I'm very good at this is exactly what it looked like. I'm very good at, I know, that's not
It looks like the exact opposite of fun.
Mine was this, but red. So it had the 4 doors.
Oh.
It was really fucking ugly looking. But, like I said, it had, like, a 3.0 liter in it. Or no, it had a, what was it, 2.2?
That's almost a gallon, Andrea.
2.3. This is what it had. It was essentially this.
Actually, I don't think it's a gallon. I think it needs 4
It was a 2.3 liter. It was an inline 4. Type of engine. It's a faster engine. But
it's a boop-to-boop.
I know, that's a Grand Am
It's
GT.
Boop 5 engine, and it has 5 wheels, and it goes in a fast fashion down memory lane.
I just remember that my back didn't have it didn't have any spoiler on it, so it just looked like a naked baby butt on the back of it.
Spoilers look stupid, like you're trying to go too fast in a cheap car.
They showing me all the wrong ones.
But I'm also really not. I mean, really, my judgment of cars is awful. Apparently, I have no taste, and I think Porsches and other expensive cars look stupid. I don't understand why people don't just buy a house.
It was pretty much this. So it had a V6 and stuff. So there was one time, like, the thing with, like, with Porsches, which are expensive cars, people get, like, a Boxster, which is their sort of low line. It's a convertible. Like, their low line car that has, it's, like, super fast, quote unquote. And then, yeah, that was the guy that I raced at a light. I'm like, and he's like, oh, look at this piece of shit. But this thing was a rocket. That thing would just... It also had a problem that if you were in the 5th gear, which is like 60 to 80, for more than 5 minutes, it would overheat and shut the car down.
That sounds like a terrible car.
So my car would break down in the middle of the highway. And it'd be like, zoom, zoom, like right behind me. Like the first time it happened. Obviously, later times I noticed it was happening, got into the other lanes, and was able to at least pull over.
That was really fucking dangerous.
It was. It was incredibly dangerous. And then I was there.
What brand of car was that?
A Pontiac.
Oh, of course. Oh, that's fucking shit.
Yeah, it was a Pontiac with incredibly... Is that a bullet hole in this one?
Good.
That's exactly what I would expect. But yeah, mine was bright red. It was like cherry red. Like the one I have now is like a darker red, but... Yeah. It just was... It looked like shit, but it was really fast. Oh. And that's also the same car that I did donuts... Or not donuts in the parking lot.
Andrea likes doing car things.
Yes. As established.
I think I'm the only person who was a teenager once that just didn't...
I'm not sure you were ever actually a teenager. You're just an old person.
Just...
Double Benjamin Button syndrome.
I remember when I had to take my horseless carriage in a donut. One of the horses broke its leg and I had to shoot it, and that's the end of that.
Anyways, so I was working in a movie theater, and there were like no good punks that were outside, and I tried impressing them, so I was like squealing the tires on it, and it was like slightly rainy. And then I took off going maybe 50...
What? Squealing the what is that? like you...
You know, when you hold on the brake and then you push on the gas and...
I have never fucking... You can do both at the same time.
Oh my God, Kristen.
Really?
Kristen, no. So I was doing that.
By the
do you
rules.
know what a burnout is?
No.
Oh my God.
I've never even watched Fatal Frame or whatever the fuck the movie is about going really fast in cars.
What?
Final Destination?
Oh, I was say Fatal Frame. Isn't that a video game
It is
with a
about
camera?
cameras. Sorry.
Anyways, so I was trying to impress these children as a teenager, as a 16-year-old with a car, and I ended up going straight into a curb. Like, it wouldn't turn. It knocked my entire, like, my axle. It broke my axle and knocked it backwards, so it broke the struts, which are...
Andrew, I'm feeling embarrassment right here in my face.
Okay. And then I went over this barrier and went partially into Burger King, like their drive-through lane.
Oh,
and I took out a bush in the process.
Oh, not a bush.
But that's the thing, is like, they were known for if you hit something at like 10 or 15 miles an hour, it would just fucking snap the ties.
What is a tie?
Your car, it essentially has the underside of your car, alright? Here's your front
Teach
here.
Kristen about simple car stuff.
Here's your wheels, and this is the underside of a car.
Is it like an axle?
Well, like your axle is like this, and then
I know about that from Oregon Trail.
Then you have ties like this to the side, like the struts, like this. So this is your axle, and then these are your struts.
Oh, so it's like a wagon tongue, but
well, it
all
turns
of them.
It turns the car. It turns the wheels of the car. So, yeah, like so what had happened is like that wheel didn't turn. So anytime I was driving, I was like, I'm just dragging this tire. I only had to drive it once to the shop to get it fixed, but.
God, it sounds like
I got really panicked,
experience.
and I was like crying, and I came out of the car, and these teenagers were fucking laughing at me, as they should. And then I called my dad, and I told him I hit an embankment.
What the hell is that?
It's exactly what I hit. It's a partition. It's a road barrier. Just like a slight curb with bushes on it is an embankment.
Oh, you mean like a... I've never heard of it called an embankment.
Are you sure you are from planet Earth?
Not
you don't know
positive.
You can start and you can not go and go.
What situation would you ever be in where you need to push the brake and push the accelerator? None. You go in the car and you stop it. There's no situation where you'd ever have to mix those. That's when things explode, Andrea. Or when you go into an embankment.
It's when they explode. The fucking wheels go.
Like, I can hardly figure out what gear I need to be in, and it's an automatic car. I literally hate cars, and I can't wait until a robot overlords gives me something that is literally...
Anyways, so I called my dad, told him I hit an embankment. I was panicked. I'm not even sure embankment is the correct word for it. But my dad
Median, that's what I'll
median. That's more on a road.
Because an embankment is like for like a snowdrift or something, right?
It's just, it's sort of an object in the way. Like, not an object, but...
Well, median, you mean like the thing
a median
between the
is between roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hit that. I was in a parking lot. It was just...
Embankment.
It was like, okay, so here's our parking lot.
Andrea has to explain words that everyone should know, but I don't.
Yep. So it had bushes, and then, like, our parking lot was like this, alright? And then, like, the theater... I don't know if you can see this. The theater was theater, and it had, like, like a whatchamacallit thing, and then a sidewalk. So this is like you'd go in and purchase your tickets, and then this is where like the kids were at. So I drove my car this way, and then I just had to turn to go out and then like leave over there. So I turned here, and my car just didn't turn, and it just went straight through.
Sorry, I would have laughed too. That would have been my exact laugh too.
So I went diagonally over these bushes, took out this bush here.
I hate badasses with cars.
Yeah, I just went like straight over like that. And then I managed to sort of pull it back, and then I pulled around here and then called my dad.
Andrea.
And then he brings my extra key because I locked my key in the car as I got
Andrea.
out. I was like pissing myself. I scared the shit out of myself. So, and then the worst thing is like this guy that I didn't like his work. His name was Bob. He was consoling me. And Bob's the one that he drank like the cup of the popcorn butter and then was on the ground sick, like shitting himself. That was Bob. And Bob didn't like me after that. I'm like, you son of a bitch. If you go home from drinking this thing of oil, I'm never going to forgive you. And then I came out of the movie theater. It was just him clutching his stomach on the ground. I'm like, you son of a bitch. You fucking did it, didn't you? Anyway,
it seems like
he was consoling me. And I'm like, oh, don't touch me, piece of shit. Like, fucking Bob. Anyways, so my dad came. He thought that I hit a bank. And so he came with, like, an insurance card and my extra set of keys. He's like, you're at a bank! And then he whipped my keys at me because he was so angry. And then it skipped off my hood and then hit me.
I'm sorry, I would have laughed really hard. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, no, I only had to turn around there and I just, like, just straight into the fucking curb.
Did it teach you a lesson about showing off in front of 16-year-olds?
The car cost me $1,100 and fixing that cost me $2,700. It taught me a lesson.
Why? Oh.
Because I just got in the car.
That's a bigger number than the first one.
Yeah. That was pretty much the worth of the car.
Well, don't be a punk-ass teen.
Yeah, well,
Andrea?
I'm 28 years old now, so it doesn't really matter.
You still like going fast?
No, not really anymore.
You still like donuts? Or whipping shitties, as the kids call them.
That's what people in Michigan apparently call it.
I don't know what they do.
Our coworkers are like, oh, you're whipping shitties? And what the fuck is that?
I've honestly never heard that either.
Anyways, we should probably stop.
Doing donuts.
We've talked very little about this actual picture.
There isn't really much to say. It's literally all gray, and it feels like I'm in a dystopian future.
It's disgusting.
With
the rendering is shit. it's not fisheye. Part of it is fisheye. The rest of it is not.
I just keep seeing the Cabbage Patch face, and I just can't unsee it. And you say, oh, there's a shark face, and I see it. It looks like it's advertising High C or something.
We're going to come back with Kristen after 47 minutes on this one.
Sorry, we talked about boring car stuff, but it was exciting. Andrea told us a story.
I told you many stories, and you've gone through literally every single car I've owned. Hooray!
We did it. We never have to talk about cars again.
Oh, that's never going to happen. Okay, we'll come back with Kristen's.
Okay.
So, what you guys had missed is I pushed and pulled Kristen around like a lawnmower around my floor.
like an old lawnmower.
Like a not self-driven lawnmower.
Like one you see on the Flintstones.
Yeah, pretty much. Over this, like...
Oh, let me sit down.
It's essentially like a big tube with, like, pokies.
Yeah, it's like a foam tube.
It's like a foam tube with nubs, with hard nubs coming out, and it's supposed to help crack your back. But Kristen couldn't pull herself.
I'm really weak. I'm really weak. Also, I have a long torso, so it's like a combination of. Did you know all the fat kids in gym class could beat me at crunches? I actually had to lie to pass. Apparently, you had to do 20. I could only do 17, and this is when I exercised 2 hours a day. Like, I was really pathetic. And, yeah, I mean...
So, this is Kristen's. I didn't realize this was a car. I thought they were next to,
like, a motorcycle.
Like a fallen apart, like, either molten lava or, like a giant, like, mech robot. Because this is huge. What? This is normally the tire would start up here and just go down there.
Yeah,
but you just have it, like...
I don't think I knew what a motorcycle was.
This is like they're driving an old-timey, like, you know, those bicycles with the giant wheels, except it's sort of towards the back.
A penny farthing bike.
A reverse penny farthing bike is what this looks like. I really like the sensual boob touch.
Yeah, you like that? I didn't know what gay was, so I was like, oh, they're together?
Do I touch the boobies?
Yeah. That means they're in a relationship with each other. This is one of my first commissions, so I literally had one of my first, like, really big ones. I had no idea what I was doing.
I really like his incredibly box-fucking face, where his mouth is just like it's just a straight line, straight back.
Oh, he is incredibly boxy. Yeah, it's a...
I like that his winging scapula there is just like...
Just kind of there. There's no, like...
It's like a big, thick elbow macaroni just on his back. Like...
That's just what shoulders look like, right?
Yeah. It's pretty much shoulders. I really like how long this thigh is here. This back thigh. Holy shit, man.
You literally imagine him walking...
And I also like that you just put, like, some sort of fucking ridge of dirt.
It's like a rock or something. They're in a world that's an apocalypse. And they love each other. Also, they're gay for each other.
And then they rub...
They rub nipples
They palm rub each other's nipples.
Right next to their giant motorcycle. You know what I think it was? I think I had to hide most of the motorcycle because I had no idea what I was doing. Also, I don't think I'd ever seen a motorcycle at that point in my life. So, what is the size in comparison to an anthro dragon? Well, apparently that is a child.
Yeah, apparently these are two scrawny children feeling
midgets.
each other up.
They
don't have the proportions for midgets.
They could be like what are the people in, like, they found the fossils in Africa, and they were like literally like hobbit people. And they're like 3 feet tall. Like, that's basically what it is. It's just like...
I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about. I'm not looking it up.
It's Homo florensis, I think. They were like little hobbit people. They called them Hobbit Man or something. And that's... Like, Lucy, I think, is also one of them.
She's an Australopithecus.
Well, one of them is like a Homo... I don't know. I really...
You're not talking about Piltdown Man, are you?
Not Piltdown Man.
That Piltdown bullshit where they just...
No, it's literally people
jaw on the bottom.
It was literally all these people that had, like, island tinyism, and they just all were like this tall as adults, and they were not human, but kind of there.
They were in that line. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like how long this leg is over here.
Yeah.
If that's the knee.
It is.
Yow.
I don't think I knew what proportions were, and I think I also might have liked clamp at that point, so all the limbs are...
I like that these legs are supposed to be far away from each other, but this far away foot is actually bigger than the closer foot.
It really is. It's great. It is.
That face, though. Does he have any eyes? Because it doesn't look like it. Oh, he does. He has
black scleras or whatever, so...
And also black pupils.
That was what it was. He just has black eyes for some reason. I mean, I thought the hyena character was interesting, but of course I kind of cocked it up, so...
He looks like he has a big mouthful of bubblegum or something.
Whoa! I'm having a good time with bubblegum. Oh boy, I really love you.
I also like how this ear just goes straight into his eyebrow.
It really does. I also have always liked how furries can sometimes have eyebrows, even though it's literally on top of fur. Like, you ever thought about that? It's like literally a line on top of their fur, like a tattoo or something. You're like, how does that happen? If you think about it too much, it infuriates you.
Yeah,
the logical side of you.
Whatever, you know.
But,
yeah, like his defined foot. Here's his forearm. I like how this forearm closest to us, you can see the white, but on this far one,
you can't.
It's coming straight out of his chest.
It's almost like I didn't know how to paint, because his chest...
No, you know how to paint.
His chest should also be lit, if the light is coming from the top.
It's coming from the spark between his hands and his breast.
Well, yeah. It probably would be good so you can actually see that part.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about how this arm just also goes on forever. But
There's
this
no
one is really
there.
short. Well, this one's super short.
Kind of is, yeah.
So
it's foreshortened.
This one, I don't know, is honestly fairly fine.
Well, he's kind of long-limbed. It's kind of weird looking. Like, at that point, I don't think I had, like... I think I hadn't gone to college yet, but I went to college for graphic design, so that's not what I really mean in terms of getting better, but I started drawing people at that point. like, my classmates and stuff, like, during critiques, I would draw them, and that was after this point. So, I mean, it's not bad. Like, it's not like a...
I like the
it's
super...
close, but no cigar.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I like the super deep, like, wrinkles you have right on his ass here. Which,
It's almost like I didn't know what I was doing.
I mean, just... They're not, like, you know, like, big, deep-ass grooves into it.
Maybe you don't have big enough loose pants, Andrea. Okay?
But they're tight and loose at the same time.
Yeah, it's because he has a hot ass. I mean, that's...
That doesn't answer the question.
I also like how his tail is just kind of off to the side for some reason instead of, like, resting on the ground like it probably should. Like, why would you...
That doesn't really bother me all that much.
Oh, bothers me. I'm bothered by it.
It bothers me that this leg is lower than this one. Like, this weird fucking, like, dirt altar that he's kneeling on is really annoying.
Dirt altar? Yeah.
Well, yeah, it just goes up.
Can you tell I drew the background after I drew the characters?
Yeah. I definitely... Is this supposed to be a scuff mark?
Is he actually... You have to zoom in. I don't know.
Or is his leg actually... Is he actually just a giant at this part of the world? Because this looks like it's resting on the background.
I know I used Photoshop for this, but it's shit because I didn't have any custom brushes, so I only used the low opacity flow airbrush, and I just hate this. God, it's awful.
It just looks like... Yeah, he has his foot resting on this background here.
Yeah, he does. It's like a little rock because I couldn't figure out... I didn't want to adjust my drawing. I didn't know the beauty of puppet warp at that point.
You could have just kept the ground and then just had like more of a defining thing over there instead of that also being the background.
Andrea, don't try to bring logic into this.
I have to. It's my job.
No.
Oh my god, the sun. Look at the...
What is this?
Look at this fucking lumpy ass sun.
Oh my god. I think you know what? I drew it on a CRT monitor, so I bet you.
Yeah, if you look out over here, you can't tell anything about the sun.
You can't tell that it's literally like a damn pear in the sky. Like, that is the weirdest shape.
Well, this is an older version.
That's an older version. Don't look at that. Wow.
I like in this older version, there's no second hand. So you just... You must have just later on just put both of these hands.
Well, yeah, because I thought it might look like he was jerking himself off or something because you couldn't see his hand. So I thought it might be better to like actually show his hand instead of being lazy. So at least I did that, I guess. But it's still shit. It's such a shame because
you could have just
like
put it up by his face or something.
Yeah, I could have, but
like caressing his head because they're just like.
But he has a tiny goatee, doesn't he? I think he has a tiny dragon goatee, if I remember from the references. Oh, maybe he doesn't, though.
No, he does.
He does?
It's just the exact same width as what I assume is another wheel well behind him.
Yeah, it is. Well,
on a bicycle.
Yeah, I remember that character well because, yeah, it was like, why does he have hair and a goatee, but he has scales everywhere else? That doesn't make any... Like, if you think about it...
That makes more sense than this. I just like this Sonic the Hedgehog hair.
Oh, no, because he has it spiked and gelled, even though they're in the apocalypse. They have to have good hair. I do like how he has the same hair as, like, Dante from Devil May Cry. It's just, like...
He does essentially just have Dante hair.
It's, like, literally just stick Dante's hair and goatee on a dragon.
So, I forgot to tell you. So, when I was at my therapist yesterday, we were talking about, like, problem clients and stuff, and, the doctor was like, so this guy came, he sat right there, and then he came. But he wasn't talking about...
Oh, okay. Because, like, I think that he would be talking about something else.
He said something like, yeah, and then he came here. You know? But he came. And I'm just like...
What
Don't mention the obvious. Don't mention the obvious.
I would have done that. I'm like, you know what it sounds like, right?
You know what you are, man. You know where we are.
What? I know where you live.
And he was, like, smiling at me the whole time. I was just like... He also sounds exactly like John Goodman.
Maybe he just...
amazing.
I thought you said he sounded like, oh, is that John Goodman's voice? Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Well, that's the thing, is like, you don't know who John Goodman is, do you?
No, I do. He was the fat man in that one TV show.
Yeah, he was Roseanne's husband.
Roseanne? Yeah.
Oh, honey, maybe I just gotta sit down and have some more mashed potatoes. You know?
I remember he just ate all the time. Yeah. And there was like a football trophy on the wall for some fucking reason, and there's nothing good about it.
That's not the era of... That's not something I would expect you to know. That's why I just said it was Sully from Monsters, Inc.
What are you talking about? Of course I've watched Married with Children. Isn't that what it is?
No.
Because Roseanne was the fat one too, and they were both fat and they ate dinner a lot. I remember that because I was very young.
They had that in the opening. They were like sort of panning around.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember the opening because I remember like this is the most boring shit, and I always remember the trophy.
He apparently lost a whole shitload of weight recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was a.
That's the only thing I remember about him was because I was literally like 5. Like I really didn't know a lot about TV.
So he looked like this most of the time.
Yeah, that's John Goodman.
And then
what does he look like now? Super handsome? Like dad-like?
Well, that's what he used to look like. Was this? Yeah, he's slimmed down.
Yeah, he looks pretty.
Amount.
Yeah, I mean, like
for somebody who's probably like
he's 60. A jolly man, but he looks pretty good. You know.
He was also in the Flintstones live action.
Oh, see, you could have just said, like, Flintstones guy. I would have gotten it. Live action Flintstones. I hated that movie, but I watched it so much.
Therapist sounds exactly like him.
That's really weird. Okay, now hilarious. I know exactly who you're talking about. I can't remember Sully from the Monsters, Inc.
I just was trying to think of something you might have seen. So why is, like, the stomach on your dragon just lit up?
Because it's yellow, Andrea, and that's a lighter color. Okay?
But it's just, like, sort of dark and tube-like.
Even though it's darker than the white over there, it's still going to be lighter than white.
I gotta let him know that.
I don't think I knew what shading was, but I was close.
Is there a dirty version of this?
No, there actually isn't. I did not feel comfortable drawing porn. This was before I had the friend I drew porn with. No, It's a good thing. It's a thing that all artists should explore. And
drawing porn?
Yeah, it's fun. Just draw dicks on everything and make a lot of money from it. That's the secret to a healthy, long life.
Anything else for this?
No, it's just, this is one of those things that, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like I have, like, a really large amount of work that's, like, usually it's, like, 80% or 90% okay, and then there's just some glaring errors that I probably should have had corrected. But, like, there's nothing...
We can always be pickier about stuff, like... Most of the time with our older stuff, we're fairly generic about what's wrong with it, because they're big, glaring things. But we can honestly... Like, we could take, like, newer stuff and be really fucking picky with it and find things to talk about.
Oh, yeah. No, that would be... I mean, I think for me, like, I literally started, though, drawing and painting more right around, like, 2008. This is before that. This is about 2006.
Okay. So
I would have been in, like, high school or community college. So I don't know. I didn't paint a lot. I still sketched a lot. So, yeah. Okay. The colors aren't terrible. And I guess since it's an apocalypse, I guess that's supposed to be it. But wow, the lighting could be improved on so much with the characters. Like, there's so much you could do with lighting in that situation, and I just didn't.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Sorry, I have to go back in and fix your thing from jpeg.original.
I don't know why your computer does that.
I don't know.
I have
either.
never seen... Yeah, because it's not like Windows, because I've never even seen that on a Windows computer. I'm not blaming Windows for this. I'm just blaming you.
I just like that as soon as you just get rid of...
The JPEG, it's fine, yeah.
Yeah, just get rid of the original.
Well, you can change, like, any...
it pops right up.
Yeah, you can change any file except... Sometimes I think when I was a kid, I changed it to, like, PNG and nothing happened. Like, it would still be an image or a JPEG. It's just... Now it's a PNG.
Yeah. Alright, I got nothing more for that. We've really gone over time, and if we have to still do another thing.
Okay, yeah, we're...
Giddy up if your thing's at 5. It's 4:18 right now.
Let me double check when it is, but yeah.
It's 4:18. Oh, when your thing is?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, might need to go, but... Oh, boy!
Yep.
There you go. That's a thing. Alright. Oh, damn it, we need to do a noise.
Yep. You can use it. Body noises this time. No, I'll go like this. Alright, you sing the song. Hold on. You still have to clap or something.
Drink cups are very lonely and they bubble sometimes. Thank you for watching our show.
If you want your stuff sent, or if you want your stuff critiqued, we're FridgeArtPodcast@gmail.com. If we haven't gotten to your stuff yet, do not panic. We will, or we might not.
You should just panic.
Yeah, actually, just please panic.
Please panic. Panic because maybe
a couple internet people don't look at it. Honestly, we are going to try to do most of them, but I mean, we might come to a point where we just don't And
draw for us our angels of podcast.
All right. I've been Andrew Radick.
And I'm still Kristen Plesko.
Forever Kristen Plesko. All right. Bye.